Hello, everyone. So today I practically had a day off. I worked all day, but it was such a beautiful day, and I was able to take my laptop outside that it felt like a day off. And that's saying a lot because I work 7 days a week, and I love my job, but it's also really brutal and hard sometimes, like all of your jobs probably, or your schoolwork, or whatever you do. We're a nation of stressed out, busy people, and we somehow take pride in that. And while it's great that we work hard to achieve our dreams or to be of benefit, the kind of puritanical heritage that we have of the work ethic of being proud to be busy is not necessarily good. I had a Buddhist teacher, a friend of mine growing up, Khandro Rinpoche, a wonderful teacher, and I asked her, or maybe she just said one time, that she and her Tibetan friends would always laugh at Americans when they would come here and they would say, "Oh, how are you?" Americans would always very proudly say, "Oh, very busy. I'm overwhelmed. I'm so busy." And the Tibetans thought that was so funny that people seemed very proud of that. It's not really a thing to be proud of. I think we should all aspire to be productive and useful, but also not to be monkey-minded, not to be busy, not to be stressed out in our mind. So maybe our mind, our heart could be clear and open and free and relaxed and not over caffeinated. That would be an accomplishment for some of us. But our activity could be productive. So how can we be productive citizens, entrepreneurs, parents, students, whatever we're doing, while at the same time being relaxed and not stressed out and not bent over, wrinkled up, and ready to die by the age of 40? I mean, 40 is old, let me tell you. All right, coming from someone who turned 41 this summer. So I have a list here that I wrote down from a Buddhist point of view of things that our ego naturally wants to do when we're stressed out. So this list should sound pretty familiar, and then I'll follow it by a little list of what we actually should do instead of what we think we should do. Like if you're depressed, I don't mean clinical depression, I mean everyday depression. If you're depressed, at least personally, if I'm sad and self-pitying and defeated, I want to stay inside in the dark and wear yesterday's clothes and not shower and eat Ben and Jerry's or the vegan alternative. And maybe be on my phone and look at people being happy on Instagram and half watch Netflix while half working all day. That entire list of things I feel like I want to do is actually bad for me and keeps me in that suppressed, horrible headspace. So what could I do instead? I could unplug, leave the phone at home, go out for a nice little slow walk in the sunshine, get in nature, meditate, take a bath, take care of myself, exercise, eat some good real food, not, just sugar in a pint, that kind of thing. Maybe talk with some friends or community and begin to process what I'm going through. So here comes the list that's similar to the situation I described, where there's the things our ego wants us to do to take ourselves seriously and to continue our stress. And there's the things we actually could do that would be good for us. Alrighty. So this blog is titled Zen of Ego, and it's on Elephant Journal, and it's subtitled 7 Things Our Ego Tells Us to Do When We're Having a Bad Day. So when we're stressed out, our ego says, don't engage in Maitri, don't take care of yourself. Maitri is loving kindness, gentleness, compassion for oneself, including the parts of ourself we don't like. Instead, dwell in self-pity or anger. Drink alcohol, pick your zits, overeat, do all kinds of things that maybe aren't so good for us. Maybe they're fine. There's nothing moralistic about saying these things are bad, but maybe they're not good for our state of mind or being. All right, so number one, when we're having a hard time, we like to take things personally. have little temper tantrums, act like a petulant child. The world's against me. If I see a happy couple in a park, I'm not happy for them. I think about how everyone is happy and gets relationships and is sane except for me. And I'm lonely and I'm neurotic and I'm no good. I'm just no good. Poor me. Number 2, if I'm stressed, I don't exercise, I don't breathe deeply. Instead, I react out of irritation, fear, anger, and speediness. React, react, react. I create lots of drama instead of taking care of myself. And as we know, if you create drama, that always works, right? Okay, number 3, blame. If any blame comes to me, I push it away and I blame others. Works every time. Number 4, multitask. If I'm smoking, which may not be that good for me, I'm not even going to enjoy the smoke and breathe deeply and look out at the sunshine. I'm going to smoke while surfing on my smartphone. I'm going to eat emotionally or drink or watch stupid TV. We already described some of this. Basically, I'm not going to do anything fully that allows me to chill out and open up. Number 5, avoid community, avoid friends, just isolate myself. Be rude to other people. Say the word fuck a lot. That always helps. Type in all caps. That's another good one. All right, number 6, just kind of macho it up and plow ahead and work hard and don't give yourself a break. Sometimes we got to do that, to be fair. But anyway, we'll get to the good advice in a moment. All right, number 7. Let's see. God, I write a lot of words. Well, you can read it in the blog. So let's go through the first 6. All right. So obviously, instead of taking everything personally, the Buddhist advice is if you see other people being happy, that can make you happy. So if you want to be happy, think first of the happiness of others. And if you want to remain unhappy, just obsess about yourself. Now, nothing's wrong with me or you or thinking about yourself. That's my tree. But it is wrong if all your thoughts are wrapped up in self-concern. It's hard to cheer up and to be available to the ordinary magic that life is so full of. So ironically, if we think about the happiness of others, then we can be happy ourselves. And as you know, if all you do is obsess about your own happiness, cars, money, women, men, whatever, loneliness, whatever's wrong with me, nothing really relaxes and opens up and changes. All right. Number 2, if you're super stressed, do exercise. Exercise, even just going for a walk in the sunshine. So I ran into my friend Brett today. He's a big mountain man, kind of Boulder style, big beard, super cheerful, super sweet, beautiful wife and child, working hard, doesn't have a ton of money, great guy, and he's super stressed out about, he's got this young family and he's not making a ton of money, and you could just tell he was stressed. He was, oh. So I got him to go for a walk in the beautiful kind of golden sunshine of fall. And, within 5 minutes, you're just a different person. And suddenly you have all the same problems, but you can handle them. You're a different person. You're more imaginative. You're more relaxed. And suddenly problems seem a lot smaller. All right. I'm going to try and speed this up. This is getting long. All right. Number 3, blame. Everyone is always pushing blame around. Trungpa Rinpoche talks about blame as like a hot potato. And especially at work or in a relationship, you're always trying to push the blame onto others and be right. Instead of being obsessed with being right, you could actually just take the blame and own it. Hey, my bad, blah, blah, blah. You don't have to deeply mean it and feel guilty and self-flagellate yourself like in Scarlet Letter. You just can kind of just say it, fake it till you make it. And just the act of saying my bad is huge. It allows people to stop pushing the blame around. And the irony, the magic here is that once you sit on the blame, it's super apparent to everybody because they're no longer trying to push the blame away. You've sat on it. Whose fault it is. And it's a little bit of theirs, it's a little bit of, anyway. Drive all blames into one. This is all Lojong mind training. There's a great book, Training the Mind by Trungpa Rinpoche. I recommend it. Read, one little slogan a day with commentary. All right, number 4, instead of staying plugged in and being inside and isolating yourself, just, God bless Redford, my dog. Just get outside. The great thing about having a dog is they force you to get outside because they've got to go pee eventually. They just can't handle being bored all day. So you go for a little walk, nature, Henry David Thoreau style, or if you're believe in God or whatever it is, just nature will sort you out. And if you don't have nature near you, go to some place, a park, something that you find beautiful. Architecture, museum, something. All right. Community. So this is a huge one. I bike around all the time, so people are always waving, hi, because I'm not behind this glary glass. And, the first 10 times people ask me how I am when I'm depressed or frustrated or defeated, I'm grunt and I barely talk. I'm like, I'm very heavy. And then the next couple times people ask me how I am in a cafe or whatever it is, I start kind of saying, things are hard, blah, blah, this happened, Facebook destroyed elephant or something. So, and then the next 5 times after that, I start talking about it more constructively, and then they start having ideas, and before you know it, you're a new person. And all right, we got to wrap this up. God, longest YouTube video ever. Fired from YouTube. All right, number 6, take a break. Once in a while, busy human beings of the world, you can afford to give yourself a break, even if it's just one big in-breath and out-breath. So one thing, a Buddhist trick, we have another video, we could link to it right here, is just to look at a view. It can be a view of a mountain, it can be a view of a tree, something far away and big, ideally, Empire State Building, whatever. Just look at a view, I really appreciate that. That gives you a mental break. Or take a real break, get in the bath, shut the kids out, shut whatever. Go for a bike ride up in the mountains, do something where you're kind of just giving yourself some me time. And if you want to be social with your break, like you're going out drinking with friends or, playing pool or whatever, that's great too. Whatever is going to really give you some solace. All right, I hope that was helpful. For more, you can read that blog, Zen of Ego, or we have lots more videos on stress and meditation. Meditation is the best advice of all. Didn't even mention it. But I have other videos on how to meditate. You can probably click right here to get them. Thank you so much.